I'm not sure if I'm going to make it through this speech, but maybe we can start afterwards. So I managed to miss all my speeches, so I finally got the schedule. So here's my first one. So I'm actually from Sweden, which is not Switzerland, like many believe, but it's actually up here. And it is actually quite far north because here's the Nordic Circle. And I'm actually from Gothenburg, which suburb right outside here. So growing up, we have a lake close to the city we grew up in, and we spent a lot of time here. Golf course, I've pretty much been a fixture there. And Gothenburg, spent a lot of time in there. And as part of Gothenburg, we have ferries. They used to go to Denmark. They still do, but now we have the big bridge, less people using them. But it's a great place to party. You don't need to drive. And I also spent a lot of time at the soccer stadium in Gothenburg, which is in the 80s when I grew up. We had one of the best teams in the world at that time. So I've always been a sports nut. When I was younger and still had a need at work, I used to play a lot of soccer, hockey, and golf. And getting older, after I lost my knee, played soccer, still playing golf and tennis. So if anyone is interested in that, I'm up for it. Some of my other hobbies are music. I grew up playing classical flute for about 13 years, and then I kind of quit, and then started up a few years back, started playing again. Also run an open mic night every first Friday of the month, so this Friday down in Bloomington, and there's quite a few good musicians coming down there, so if you're interested, Jamie might come, you said. And another hobby is fishing. And when the weather is nice, I'm not nuts that I go out in any type of weather, but if that weather is nice, I'll be out there. That's part of my growing up, became a little older, still in the 80s, before the Warsaw Pact fell apart. Everyone had to do the military service. So here's where I spent 15 months. And as part of my training as platoon leader, we had to do a lot of speeches and training, believe it or not. So we got, I think every day, had at least 4 or 5 sessions with 30 people or more that we trained. And there was some excitement too. It was still in the 80s. Sweden was right in the middle of the Warsaw Pact and NATO. We had a lot of submarines, and right before I got in, we had one of Russia's nuclear subs hitting one of the reefs outside our coast, which is this picture right here. I like to travel sometimes when I go off. Usually when I go overseas, I try to make it to another destination. I usually go back at least 3 times a year, but one of them I try to make something else. And I found my favorite vacation, and it's my uncle had a place down here in Fort Guillemot, the French Riviera. It's about 5 minutes from Saint-Tropez. It's very nice if anyone wants to go down there. Let's go back to school. I graduated from the university from a city a little away from Gothenburg. And I went to an exchange program in Mankato State. That's where I met my wife, and that's why I'm here. So while in Sweden, I also had a consulting company with 3 guys, a friend of mine. I also worked part-time at the bank when I was in school. And when I got over here, I worked for Clearwood Computer down in Mankato for 3 years until I moved up to fourth shift up here. And I had the chance to work with some of the greatest architects in this country and the world. Like Mike might know Roger Walter, one of the big PMs on the SQL team. And then I joined Mechanic and was one of the architects for 13 years. Before I, a couple of years ago, decided to go independent. So my passion is IT architecture, trying to learn as much as I can and trying to improve the IT architecture in this area. So I'm part of the local ISI chapter board here. So, and we actually have an event going on the 15th of November at 7 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, right? Or 2.9, where we discuss different topics in architecture. This is actually going to be hosted by Solution Design Group. So that's it.